Hello and welcome back to Everybody Hates Barney, and we're in a bit of a situation here because there haven't been any rebel towns in quite some time, and the main reason why that's a problem is because my money is now starting to deteriorate quite a lot because we technically can go to villages. Obviously we can get 1,000 gold from, you know, the default value of villages. Obviously that's probably a pretty good idea just to do generally. However, every single day I'm losing about 1,500 gold. So if I can visit 2 villages, I'm gaining 2 villages in one day, I'm gaining 500 gold, which is still not really very good. So having a rebel town is probably going to be extremely important for us in the near future. Obviously, that is very much a caveat. I don't know whether that's even going to happen, but hopefully it will. Anyway, we now have the ability to take veterans' respect. I was able to just run around a little bit. I fought a couple of people and basically just got my leadership leveled up. I just auto-resolved against most of them because they were very low level. Anyway, what we're going to do is going to get veterans' respect. It's been actually many years since I have taken veterans' respect, which is very funny. But now look at what we have here. I can literally make Botanian Fians immediately, which I am very much loving right now. So let's do this, then do that. There we go. And I actually leveled up my roguery skill as a result of that too, which is wonderful. All right, so no better time than to try it out against this guy, because this is actually one of the strongest vassals I have seen in a long time. I just saw Incurion, and he only had 86 troops, which I thought was absolutely incredible, crazy, whatever. And I'm really surprised actually, because I would have expected him to be a lot more, a lot stronger, shall we say, a lot more resilient. But no. And it's funny because they're actually not, super hard off when it comes to their fiefs and things like that. They're actually doing pretty well in regards to their fiefs. I mean, they're okay. They're not actually on 1 fief or 2 fiefs or something like that. No, they actually have a couple of towns and everything. So it's very strange to me that all of a sudden they're having huge issues with that. Let's just move my cavalry over here. And let me just make sure that these guys are this way. Cavalry can go there. And we are otherwise probably going to be pretty fine. It very much depends on what the enemy decides to do. Oh, they're just charging, are they? If they just charge, that's probably going to be really good for us. And we shouldn't have too many issues with that. Let me just tell my infantry to charge in here so that they don't completely massacre all of my archers. So that would probably be pretty good, wouldn't it? Let me actually, you know what? I'm going to actually tell my archers to go into a skirmish right now. I'm going to auto-delegate with them very specifically. I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in now because we can hopefully get them to attack some of the archers here too. As you can see, they are actually coming over here to help me out. And I think we should be pretty good. I mean, that's the funny thing. We are sustaining quite a few casualties, but that is not really that bad. It's not too bad. As long as we, take minor losses, I am actually very prepared to have that happen. That is not that big a deal. And we are, of course, as a result of us having so many forest bandits, we now have a really nice progression to Botanian Fian champions. And that was actually one of my main strategies that I was thinking of when I first created the series. I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, the main strategy is going to be to get veterans' respect so that we can then go to Botanian territory, gain a huge amount of Fian champions, or should we say, get a lot of forest bandits, use veterans' respect to convert them, to level them up into Fian champions, and, then go on from there. Obviously, they're not champions immediately. They are just going to be the regular version of the archer, but, That is pretty cool in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, we did lose a couple of people, but that is to be expected, of course. Gonna take this guy prisoner because he is one of the strongest vassals I've seen so far, which is very surprising to me. And there we go. We will otherwise just take a handful of units. Gonna probably be recruiting most of those, actually. 11,000, pretty nice. 11,000. I'm actually gonna be taking a lot of the food here. We were actually having a bit of a problem with food, as you can see. We were quite low, surprisingly enough. And we are otherwise just going to be getting the 11,000 experience. Because if I can get that 11,000 experience, you know what's going to happen? We're going to be able to level up basically every single person that we have just converted. As you can see here, look at that. Almost every single person. And that is now providing us with Fiat champions. So I have 15 of those guys now. 15 Fiat champions, if you can believe it. And that just goes to show one perk was basically railroading us into basically having no power curve, right? One perk was sort of locking us off from having that power boost, and that's actually crazy, you know, if you think about it, you know, because just one perk having so much power, it just goes to show that if you actually have, you know, a little bit of a plan in the beginning, and you actually, you know, decide that you're going to be going for Veterans Respect or something like that, it's going to really make a huge difference. What I would actually very much prefer to see right here is I would love to be able to attack one or the other of these parties, but in the base game you're not able to do that. As far as I'm aware, that is a diplomacy thing, or it's something, I can't remember which mod actually adds the functionality to do that. But there is a mod that does it, and it would be wonderful if we could actually get that. But yeah, I'm actually going to be speccing into tactics. Yes, I'm going to spec into tactics a little bit here, because I've been doing a lot of auto-resolving, and I feel like I've missed out a whole bunch on some very, should we say, some very nice gains. And we're just going to go to auto-resolve here. Not going to be too bad. We have 154 in leadership now. And the funny thing about that is that I'm actually not even going to need... not even going to need that. Okay, so I will endeavor to treat you as well as I can, he says. Yes. That's going to be quite funny. Considering the fact that we also just rescued a huge amount of his troops. And funnily enough, most of them I'm not even really very interested in keeping. So that's rather amusing in itself. And let's just get this, and there we have it. Okay, pretty nice. And we're going to get a little bit of extra food here. I'm going to take some olives, meat, cheese, food fish, yeah, sounds good. And 4,400 experience to go along with that. So we're going to be getting even more level ups. And we now have 16 Britannia and Fiat champions. So now the question, here we go. I was literally just about to say, and now this was this is a very, very nice coincidence right here. I was just about to say, now I just need a rebel town. Now I just need a rebel town, because having a rebel town would literally provide me with the ability to either capture it, or at the very least use the marketplace. And well, either one of those is going to be something very, very nice. Yes, because here's the funny thing: if I can actually go over there as quickly as I can, we've also got to bear in mind that obviously, you know, we can only hope that they have a huge amount of money in the marketplace, and also that there won't be any large armies that will appear. They only have 337. Ah, yes. So there's Dirthart. Is he actually going to come over here to attack Lagata? That's a bit of a weird... I'm kind of surprised, actually, that he would do this, but... maybe I shouldn't be. As you could see, I could sell absolutely everything, and we are still... yeah. Yeah, it's still not going particularly well for us right there. Okay, so let's see. Can I get a better helmet so that I can actually trade some of my stuff? No. Can I get better chest armor? No. All right, yeah. I mean, I can get better helmet armor, as you can see right here, but it is going to cost me quite a lot for 12 additional armor. Is that actually worth it? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not worth it, all things considered, but I'm going to do it nevertheless, just so that I can actually get rid of a lot of my stuff. And yeah, the funny thing is about this, I'm going to literally have to do this manually, because if I sell all of my armor at the moment, it's going to bankrupt them, you know, 10 times over or something like that, I would assume. If you see the scroll bar on the right, it's literally the most minuscule thing ever. So yeah, anyway, let me just very quickly go over here, make sure that I am equipping that. And then, let's see, who could benefit from wearing this? Orgunda could. Not really him. He has the worst one so far. Furcred, I believe. Yes, yes. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to get 38,000 for that. I'm hoping that he's... Oh, he is actually doing that. So it is a rebel town from the Vlandians? Vlandia was owning it before? Okay, that's really disappointing, actually. That is very, very disappointing, because I was very much hoping that we, ourselves, would actually be able to capture it. Because, you know, the whole reason why I've been eliminating so many vassals is so that I can maybe prepare a town over in Northern Empire territory, so that we can maybe take that. But, you know, if there is an opportunity that shows itself, then obviously I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Unfortunately for me, however, this is not really the opportunity that I was looking for. I can only hope that Derthart is going to be losing huge amounts of troops. Maybe I can actually... You know what? I think maybe that might be cool. Alright, alright. What I'm thinking right now is... I'm thinking, what if we were to just wait here? See how Derthart does in the siege. And then if he is looking to be pretty weak, like, you know, I'm talking maybe around 200 troops. It's highly unlikely he's going to have that, but let's just say that he gets around 200 troops because the, you know, the defensive forces at Lagater are doing a relatively decent job. Then I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be capturing Derthart and all the rest. Ah, yes, never mind. Okay. Yeah, very, very strong army right there. So that is unfortunate. We won't be able to do that. I am actually almost clan tier 4, which would be... that would be pretty good. Okay. I think we'll change our strategy a little bit here. Okay. We'll change our strategy. Obviously, we cannot stay there anymore, because Derthart got some, you know, got some wonderful backup, which is obviously very, very problematic. Especially for my plans. Botanians are looking relatively strong right now, actually. Quite funnily enough. I wouldn't have expected them to be so strong, but as you can see, they're actually running around with, you know, some pretty significant armies. You know, they got quite a few relatively large ones, as you see right here. Oh, wow, I actually almost got caught because of the environment. You know, that wonderful, wonderful little clicking thing that happens where you can't click on a certain area because it's, you know, impassable or whatever due to the terrain. That's wonderful. But yeah, this is a train and a half, isn't it? Oh, look at that. It's like a conga line. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we like. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something a little bit here. Get rid of one of these guys. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what these guys are actually doing, to be honest. They seem to want to attack me, which is, I suppose, their prerogative. Let me just be... Okay, I might have actually made a slight error here. No, we're okay, we're okay. I think the Vlandians... Oh, there we go. Their army literally just got dissolved. That is perfect. Okay, shall we try and actually attack one of these guys? I don't really want to do that, funnily enough. I was actually looking for forest bandits. That was my alternative strategy. Because, you know, finding some forest bandits would actually be super, super useful for us. Because if I can just get those, get them to join us, then I am going to have a very, very nice supply of really good troops. But, yeah, let's actually just have a look. Maybe I can actually capture Lagater. What do you think? Do you think I can actually capture it? I still have these Botanians on my tail here. This is... That's very strange. I gotta say, I feel like the AI is sometimes really, really weird. You know, to do this single-minded chasing of one character, but I guess that is to be expected, considering we have done a lot of damage to a variety of clans in the Northern Empire, but I don't see how that would actually affect the Botanians in the least. They're surely not going to be particularly bothered by that. I don't know. Maybe they are. Anyway, let's get some people up and running here. Let's go into a nice little shield wall as well. And let's see. Okay, so I only have 2 horse archers. Kind of unfortunate that we only have so few, but I very purposefully did not level them up, so that's my own fault. But it's okay. It's not that big a deal, you know. It's one of those things that we just kind of have to deal with now, because I personally prefer having heavy cavalry over horse archers. But yeah, well, as I say, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, let's try not to get killed by the enemy skirmishers. Nice hit. Yeah. I'm not doing so well with the accuracy on these thrown weapons at the moment for some reason. Nice hit. There we go. That's a little bit better. And that is also a little bit better. Look at that. Wow. We actually hit that guy. We took out that guy called Barney so incredibly easily. Whoa. That I gotta say, that's actually one of the most skillful kills that I have ever made. Did you see that? I hope you saw it. Anyway, I think we should be fine here. Mostly because my forces are actually really quite strong. But it's very much up to the AI. It is very much up to the AI. I can only hope that they are actually... Are they actually shooting? You better be shooting. Yeah, they are actually shooting. They don't seem to be doing too much. Come on. Go, cavalry. Go. Yeah, yes. There we are. Okay, yes, they absolutely got massacred, as you might expect. Yeah, perfect. Our AI actually did really well there. You know, they could have been terrible, but they did so well. They actually did so much better than I anticipated. I thought to myself, oh no, we're going to have a huge problem. But no. They actually turned out to be extremely strong and very, very good at what they just did. So I got to give them props for that, actually. I got to give them props for that, because otherwise I was really thinking that we were in trouble. I thought, hey, okay, we're done, you know? I thought we were absolutely 100% done and that I needed to get out of there somehow. But no, we're actually okay. So let's just take as much loot as we can and then just donate the rest. And look at how many level ups we have. It's so incredibly nice to have that perk. It really is. There we go. 7 horses. Did I lose anyone? Yeah, I did lose a couple of people, so we'll just recoup our losses a little bit here. And we're going to be executing this guy. He was the one that was chasing us the furthest, so we're just going to execute him. I mean, why not? I mean, it's going to take a huge amount of time to capture every single vassal, of course, and that is obviously not what I'm attempting to do. I just want to reiterate on that. I'm not trying to, you know, execute every single vassal in a particular faction, whether that's the Northern Empire or otherwise, because I personally don't feel like that is the most efficient way to win. It is good, don't get me wrong, to be able to weaken the opponent, just so that you have the opportunity to go in to a siege where you are, shall we say, unbothered. You know, you're not going to be attacked by a variety of people if there are no people to attack you. Or at the very least, you're going to be attacked by slightly less powerful, shall we say, less powerful people. And as you see there, the Lagater rebels were indeed eliminated, which I have to say is super, super sad. Because, as I say, I was very much hoping that they had more cash in the marketplace there. That actually would have been really, really nice, but unfortunate for me that there wasn't. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to have a look at what's happening at Diathma here, because I actually spotted that they were under siege. Okay, so Tadios is attempting to take this, and there's a bunch of vassals in the area here, and I'm actually thinking, do you think I can... Okay, I'm thinking to myself right now, do you think I can win? Look at this. I've got 11 Elite Cataphracts, 4 Vanguard Pharos, 10 Banner Knights, 18 Fian Champions, 20 Imperial Legionaries, actually. I didn't even realize I had that many. 20 Imperial Palatine Guards? What? Really? Okay, I didn't even realize I had that many. Alright, that's actually really, really good. Now, I am going to go in here. Should I go in here? This is going to be a huge mistake, isn't it? I feel like I should. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to go straight on in. We are literally just going to go straight on in. Okay. They have over 300. This is a pretty hard fight. But if we can do this, this is going to significantly weaken our opponent's position. And we may, in fact, have the opportunity to do some pretty cool things afterwards. So let's just play defensively. We're going to play very, very defensively here. Usually I'm going to be very aggressive in our actions. I like to move toward the opponent. I like to attack them myself. But this time around, we're not actually going to do that because we're just going to play, you know, we're going to play it smarter than we normally do. Because I actually think that we may, in fact, need to do that to be able to achieve victory. So let me just move here, put these guys into shield wall formation. These guys are not really... What are they doing? What are these guys doing right here? Okay, yeah, they're actually going to get killed. Nice. A little bit more, please. No, a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that guy's actually one of the lords. Oh, what? How did he block that? How did he block that? I have Impale. I have Impale. I shouldn't be getting blocked. Are you serious? Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so the enemy is now actually starting to charge, which is really strange. Would not have expected that. That soon, actually. That soon. I mean, that's a pretty fast charge, to be honest. And see if we can kill this guy. There we go. That was an elite cataphract. Kill this guy as well if we can. Nice. He's off his mount at least. He's going to be particularly useless now, which is wonderful. Nice. Kill one of the enemy lords. And nice. Another elite. No, not an elite one, but a regular cataphract. And nice. Okay, there we go. That is what we need. We need more of this. I am actually... Whoa, we are actually doing very, very well, surprisingly enough. Okay. Let's kill this guy. Or not. Okay, I'm going to need to tell my infantry to charge now. We're going to have huge problems with our cavalry not actually assisting us here. So that's the problem. That is going to be an issue. We might want to retreat and come back in. Maybe. Maybe? I mean, we're doing really, really well right now. I don't know. I should have looked at their composition, shouldn't I? That probably would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, we are losing a lot of troops right now, but the enemy is losing a lot more. Are they? That's the question. Are they? I mean, that's the funny thing. Our cavalry had to leave to do as much damage as possible to the... no, I think we're actually okay. Are we? Whoa, no, we've lost like almost half of our people right now, which is pretty bad. Okay, I'm just going to try to interrupt some of these guys, try to distract them a little bit. Maybe they're going to want to attack me somewhat. Ah, there we go, there we go. The archers are now in some form of a retreat, which is pretty nice. And I believe we are indeed victorious. Wow, okay, that worked much better than I thought. Just going to put these guys into auto-delegate now so that they can do whatever they think is best. They're most likely going to just move into range, and that's pretty much it. Because this is definitely a victory for us. It's just a case of how long it's going to take now. And I just need to eliminate as many of these guys as I can. And indeed interrupt them. That's the funny thing. A lot of times, you know, winning against an archer-heavy army is mostly to do with just interrupting them as much as possible. Not even killing them, really. It's just making sure that they can't really shoot as many arrows as you can. That's pretty much how, you know, what it comes down to, you know. It's the amount of actions per minute that they do, which is obviously quite funny considering actions per minute is more of an RTS thing. But, you know, the fact is, it still holds true here, you know. If you can prevent your opponent from performing as many actions per minute as you can, you're probably going to win. Anyway, We did suffer insane amounts of casualties, but look at that, 55 renown, which is really, really good. I am super, super pleased about this, and we also now get the opportunity to capture a huge amount of prisoners, and we also have the ability to capture some pretty high-tier people, which I am very much pleased about. Some high-tier people, not really a huge amount. We didn't really lose any Botanian and Fian champions, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think we lost quite a few legionaries, which is obviously a problem. We lost one Palatine Guard, which is really not that big of a deal, to be honest. I feel like that's actually really fine. I guess I will just take absolutely every single person here, or at least we will take quite a few of them. Now, the problem arises where we actually now have to choose whether we want to capture these prisoners. Because the prisoners themselves, I mean, yeah, sure, okay, fine. I'm going to get rid of some of these lower tier ones. It's just a couple, you know, just a couple. And let's actually see here. The conformity on this guy is going to take ages. So that's the reason why I'm not usually a big fan of taking these. But we are going to nevertheless. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's basically all I can really do. Let's take a couple of these recruits. And then we'll just level up the remaining ones that actually did gain levels. And we'll leave the rest behind. And then look at that, 28,000 experience. 28,000. And there is actually a really nice helmet here. Look at that. That's a really nice helmet. Orgunda is going to get a nice helmet there. Nice new helmet for her. And let's see, what else can we get? Is there anything else that could be kind of useful? I mean, she's got some boots that could be particularly useful, I guess. I mean, these things are not really something that I think is going to make any difference whatsoever, because they're such minor increases for the most part. Seems like most people actually have really, really good gear anyway. So I think what we'll do is we will just take these. And we'll take as much as I can without reducing the experience. Let's see. There we go. Okay, now we're starting to reduce the experience. So we're just going to be leaving with this. And we're going to be taking all of the food as well. There we have it. And there we go. Massive amounts of experience coming our way in multiple forms at this point. And we have really, really good... Look at this. Look at how many level ups. And we have really, really good amounts of food now, as well as morale. If you take a look at our morale right now, we're at 97, which is actually insane. Now, I am 5 renown away from getting clan tier 4, which is hilarious. And now we can only hope that Diathma is actually going to... Are they actually going to defend properly, or are they just going to be... they might be a little bit silly about it. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we are just going to be executing these guys because we want them to be as weak as possible, you know. We really don't want to have these guys coming back over to us and basically being like, hello there, we're going to be a bit problematic for you. And oh yeah, that is actually something that I wanted to talk about as well. Someone, or actually quite a few people, did say, why don't you install a mod? You know, install a mod to be able to marry someone. And I kind of thought, okay, well, I would love to be able to do that, but that kind of... it doesn't defeat the purpose, so to speak, but it kind of makes it a little bit easier for us to succeed. Because if I die, or if Barney dies, then... well, that's it, you know? And that kind of tension would be lost, I think. If we had, you know, a spouse. And while I would like to have a spouse, because I think it would be actually really, really useful, don't get me wrong, I think it would be very, very useful indeed, it would just be one of those times where I think, this is maybe making things a bit too easy, or should we say a bit easier than it otherwise would be. And the funny thing is, and now I'm going to say something about this, the funny thing is, if I would do this series again, I would prioritize trying to court a spouse. However, I'm actually unsure how that would actually work. That's the funny thing. I am unsure how that would work because we're at war against everyone. They don't particularly like us that much. I guess the only thing that we could do which I think someone also talked about in the comments, is that we could just find the spouse that we wanted to marry, and we could just consistently defeat and then release them. And that would be a really good way to do it. Or at the very least, it would be a way to do it. It would be a method, you know, because if you defeat and then release them over and over and over again, you're going to be able to slowly and incrementally increase your relation with them. And that would obviously do something. However, then how are you actually going to get the marriage pushed through? Because then you have to speak to the father, or should we say the leader of the faction, or shall we say the leader of the clan. And that's going to be a problem in itself, isn't it? Because they're going to want to attack you. And that's, I think, well, yeah. I'm actually not entirely sure if it's even possible at this point. Alright, so let's get going in here, and we're going to see what we can do against Segeron. Obviously, this is pretty much going to be open and shut case. I don't think we're going to be having too many problems with him. However, it does give us an opportunity to practice our strategy. And let me say, obviously, this strategy is one of the most in-depth and very, very vastly proven by many military commanders in the past, in history. And it's one of those, you know, it's one of those that you see in you know, strategy handbooks as being extremely effective. And I'm mostly talking about putting some infantry in the front and archers in the back, and make sure that your archers are in the loose formation with the infantry in the shield wall formation in the front of them. And obviously the archers do have to be on a slight incline so that they could shoot over the heads of the infantry. And then you want to make sure that your cavalry is just standing there stationary while they get hit by every kind of projectile, because that actually increases their damage, you know, because they are indeed berserkers, and they are going to be much more powerful when they finally start attacking the opponent. And of course, we cannot forget the greatest strategy of them all, which is of course to run in by yourself on your mount and get shot in the face by a thrown weapon where you die instantly. And that's it. You know, and then your people win, because they are invigorated from seeing your display of utter stupidity. Yeah, can you believe it? People take me seriously when I say that stuff. Okay, so anyway, let's go and actually charge. Let's just do F1, F3, right? F1, F3. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Let's go. Let's go for it, fellows. Let's try to. Some of these guys are super funny, actually. Wait a minute. Do they still do that funny thing? I feel like they don't do that funny thing anymore. And what's going on here? Is my impale not actually working? I'm just gonna get off my mount real fast. Oh no, impale is working. For some reason it doesn't work sometimes, and other times it does. But what I find really funny is, where's the ragdoll effect? You see the ragdoll effect? It's not actually working right now. Because I hit this guy, right? And I hit him in the chest. If you hit someone in the chest or in the leg or in the arm or something like that, usually what will happen is they will bounce away because of the sheer power of your thrown weapon's throw. At least that's what they used to do. Nowadays, they don't seem to do that, which makes me kind of a bit weirded out. And maybe has Tailworlds actually changed the way the physics work? Because I'm really saddened by that, if that's the case, because that was one of the greatest highlights in the entire game. But, oh well, never mind, maybe that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to take some silver ore here. Thank you very much for the really weird, random trade goods that this guy had. I think he just raided a village, actually, so that might be the reason why he has those. That's actually one of the things that I really, really enjoy about Bannerlord and games like this, where there are persistent inventories for the various characters that you interact with. So if they do a particular action, they are then going to have the stuff that they have just gained from whatever action they just took, which I think is really, really cool. Anyway, as you can see right here, we do have a little bit of a dramatic situation on our hands. We may, in fact... Yeah, no. I think they're probably gonna succeed here. This guy is engaging Krotor's party. Is he going in there as well? Yeah. Okay. So basically, Desporion, didn't I execute this guy? Apparently I haven't. Okay, wait a minute. Let me actually just see. Okay, so that is really kind of annoying. I cannot go in there and actually attack Desporion individually. So we're just going to have to wait until they take Diathma, I suppose. And we're going to just see, because I'm very intrigued as to whether they will leave a substantial garrison in here. Because obviously the garrison they're probably going to leave is around 150 units. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think I could probably go in there. Oh no, they left... No, never mind. They actually left 330. How did they leave 330 in an instant, and they basically lost no troops? Look, they have 600 now. How do they have 600 when Desporion is right there? He didn't join their army or anything like that. And all of a sudden they now have 600? Oh, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's some magical Bannerlord conjuring of their units right there, by the looks of things. Yeah, that's a thing that tends to happen. They do that. They are actually capable of magically creating things, which really annoys me at times, but you know, that's just the added difficulty of things now. It's quite funny as well, because Lagata did not have that. Lagata was actually the least well defended, but I guess we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. We are now clan tier 4. Let's see what we can do with that. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.